Hello and welcome to the Small Print Podcast. I'm your host, Elise, and I blog at roulettereader.wordpress.com.
And I'm Dawn, and I blog at bangbangbookblog.com. And today, I'm sorry, we always get the giggles right before, So today we're going to do the
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. I don't know, I was about to say Stranger Than Fiction. That's a movie. Stranger Things book tag that was on Bookishness and Tea.
Yes. So what is the Stranger Things book tag? It's basically just where you go through and find a complimentary book to each episode. And yes, Stranger Things is the new amazing TV show that came out on Netflix in July, I believe, is when it was released. It's a science fiction horror. It's kind of an homage to 80s movies, specifically like E.T., The Goonies, Alien, and a bunch of other stuff. So if that's your thing, if you like watching, kids combat the evils of the world, the show is great. I couldn't bring myself to watch it when it came out because it looked really scary. And then I was finally like, I have a 3-day weekend. I need something to do. Let's watch this show. And I was hooked. I finished it in 2 days. And then I made my husband watch it with me, and I watched it again. And it was wonderful. So if you haven't seen the Stranger Things show, I highly recommend it because it's absolutely gripping.
Yeah. Like everybody's talking about it now, so I'm sure you've probably heard about it. Mm-hmm. So just check it out. It's a pretty good show. All right,
let's get started. So chapter 1, aka episode 1, is called The Vanishing of Will Byers. And this is a book that it's the first book in a series that left you intrigued but slightly confused. So mine is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I love the book, so it's not a bad thing. It's just there's a lot in this book. It kind of does actually remind me of Stranger Things in that it's a group of friends trying to figure out this mystery. Mm-hmm. And I was a little confused at the end, not in a bad way, but like, whoa, I need more of this series.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I didn't think about that one. I chose Empire of Storms. And I'm not going to do any spoilers. No. Mm-hmm. But I pretty much left the end of that book like, I don't know what the heck just happened. And it was kind of the last 25% of it. I was really confused. But then the last chapter, it was just like over.
Pushed you over the edge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if anybody knows what the heck that ending was, please let me know.
Episode 2, book 2 is The Upside Down. And this is a book with a setting you would never want to live in. And mine is Red Rising by Pierce Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty
good.
Bad.
Lord.
That's pretty dire.
Absolutely not. You're on, like, Mars, and you have to battle for your life in a way that makes Game of Thrones look like child's play. That book was intense.
Yeah. I actually chose Six of Crows because, man, you get snatched up off the street as a woman and sold into sex slavery, and no thank you. Mm-hmm. Being a woman there does not sound like a fun time. Any fantasy book, really. Yeah. It's just like...
Well, that book in general, I think the setting and people in the setting, like, preyed on anything that was innocent. Like, young kids, definitely women. It was like, oof, yikes.
No thanks.
Episode 3 is called 11, and this is a book that you own that is somewhat damaged but loved to pieces. And I'm taking it back a little to middle grade here, but this is Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. It's a classic. It won the Newbery Award. I got this book in 5th grade and reread it every year, and it's literally falling apart. It's like one of my favorite youth fiction novels.
Well, my mom gave all my books away as a kid. So I had none of my children's books.
That's
I had
awful.
The entire series of Babysitter's Club, all the Judy Blooms. She just, while I was in college, just gave them all away.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have no old books, so I did not answer that question.
Oh no.
It's so sad.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. If you are wondering why my voice sounds weird, I'm getting over a really bad cold. FYI, I sound a little strange today. Episode 4 is Mike, Lucas, and Dustin. So this is a trilogy that you always go to whenever you need a pick-me-up. And I had a different answer and then I changed it. But my actual answer is The Great and Terrible Beauty series by Libba Bray. One of the first YA series I ever read as a teen, and it still has stayed with me. I love the characters, I love the setting, I love the paranormal fantasy, everything about it is amazing. And the ending, holy cow, so good. Your turn.
I don't really like reread books or revisit books, but if I had to, I would probably say Legend by Marie Lu. I like um that's one of the few books where I actually liked the last book. Like not but maybe
right.
Just if this wasn't in there, then it was none of that. It was like I loved it. I was satisfied with the ending. And so yeah, I picked that.
Indeed. Episode 5, The Demogorgon. This is a book with a terrifying beast you wouldn't want to face in a dark alley, and I chose Empire of Storms for this one. Not really any spoilers, because some of the creatures are in Air of Fire as well, but there's some shady stuff going on underneath the mountains in Morath. And the stuff that comes out of there is terrifying.
Really hard for me to picture what they look like.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that what I'm picturing is not nearly as terrifying as what she's imagining it that they look like. Because they're like part human and animal.
Again, this is why I'm convinced that this series is actually a Lord of the Rings fan fiction, because she's taking a book out of J.R.R. Tolkien here. But essentially what this guy is doing is he's taking people and like torturing them until they turn into something different. So he's like experimenting on these people and creating monsters out of them by like doing surgeries and this kind of thing. And that happened in Lord of the Rings. And so that's what's happening. And that entire concept is horrifying to me. So as I continue to read this book, I'm like, oh my God, what? It's just too crazy. So that was my pick for episode 5. Go ahead.
Sorry. I chose the Commandant from Ember and the Ashes. That woman is terrifying.
Yeah.
She's horrible. And she doesn't even love her own kids. So, she doesn't love her kids. She doesn't love anybody. So I wouldn't want to meet her.
Episode 6 was Dr. Brenner, a book with a villain who's both manipulative and dedicated. I chose the Commandant for this one. So the Commandant, again, is from Ember and the Ashes. Yeah, that woman's intense.
I chose Taryn from the Young Elites. He's kind of like Voldemort, where he hates what he is, but at the same time he tries to use Alina's weaknesses to get her to do stuff for him. So he's captured her sister, and so he's trying to, if you do this for me, I'll set your sister free. If you spy on them, I'll set your sister free. But at the same time, he's kind of the queen's bitch. He's really a sad character too. So, but yeah, he's pretty manipulative. But I want to mention the ultimate, I think, is Cersei from Game of Thrones. Like the way she manipulates her children into doing what she wants, and even at the end when the head faith guy, I can't even remember their names.
I just remember him as the High Sparrow.
The High Sparrow. Yeah. They were all trying to like, look, we need to all get together with the High Sparrow. And Tyrell was like, I don't like you. You get what you deserve. Like, she even tried to manipulate all of them, even though she like terrorized everybody. So
yeah, she is the ultimate evil.
Yeah, she's ultimate.
I was also going to say Queen Maeve from the Throne of Glass series.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. We haven't seen a whole lot of her since the last book, since Air of Fire, but she's pretty manipulative. And some of that's coming out in this book.
Keep reading.
Yep. Keep reading. Yeah, for sure. So number 7 is Nancy Wheeler, a book you did not expect to love. And I did Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. You got that one too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just got the reference.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then this is Simon by Becky Albertalli. That book was great.
Yeah. I chose Bone Gap because I picked it up very early on. And I know this sounds mean, but one of the girls from Epic Reads, Aubrey, recommended it. And sometimes I don't agree with the books that she likes. And then that cover was really bad. And I'm like, this sounds terrible. But that ends up being my favorite book of last year. And I'll say one more. The Song of Save Your Life. I don't usually read realistic fiction, especially not back then. And I was like, one of my teens was like, read this book. And her taste is not all that great either. I was like, fine, I'll read it. And I really ended up liking the book. I was really shocked that I liked the book.
I was also surprised you liked it. I would never have expected you to pick it up in the first place.
No.
Yeah. Same thing with Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. It's realistic fiction. I didn't really feel like I would connect with the book, but I absolutely did.
Why did you read that? I'm shocked.
You kept making me. You like kept telling me to read it. You read it and loved it, and then I was like, oh my god, fine. And then I had to because I was in the tournament of books for ILA, for the youth YA lit thing. All right, you good?
Yeah.
All right, last one is Hawkins, Indiana, a book with a setting that's just a little bit weird. And I did Daughters Unto Devils by Amy Lukovics. Okay. You never really quite get a sense of what's happening in the best of senses. Is it in the past? Is it in the future? Is it actually like Home Alone? Or not Home Alone, I'm sorry.
Home Alone.
I don't know where that came from.
Home Alone.
I was going to say Little House on the Prairie, so I think like Home House. Sorry. It's like Little House on the Prairie, but you're not sure. And the book is just effed up. There. It is messed up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's definitely a setting that's very weird to me. I also crossed out Bone Gap, which was also strange, and then Midwinter Blood. That has a very weird setting.
Yeah, they're in some kind of futuristic
it's like an island, and
thing.
There's flowers that they drink, but they're also hurting them. It's like, what is happening with you guys? Yeah, so.
I chose Vasa in the Night.
Yes. That was a great one.
She lives in Brooklyn. Is it Brooklyn? And the nighttime is staying longer, so the daytime is going away. But that's not even the weird part.
No.
There's like this grocery store, B-Wise.
Yeah.
I think this stands for Baba
Yaga. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and it like dances.
It's on chicken legs. Literally. Yes. The store is elevated off the ground on chicken legs, and the chicken legs like hop up and down and back and forth and like in circles. And if somebody says the jingle in the commercial, it like bends down so you can come in. It's like, what?
And then if people steal, they chop your head off and stick it on a stake in front of the store, and that's
in the parking lot.
It's just common. Nobody says anything about it. They're just like, oh, that's like, weird. Oh, and people are terrified to go into the store. Like It is crazy time.
The setting was the best part of that book.
Yeah,
absolutely, by far.
Crazy time.
Yep, that's a great one. Can't believe I didn't think about that. So that is it for the Stranger Things book tag, short and sweet. If you like any of our picks or want to do the book tag yourself, feel free to tag us in the post. We would love to see your choices. And for another installment,
we'll be back September 15th. So we'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, bye.